You woke up today, but did you really wake up? Or did you just roll out of bed still half asleep inside your soul, already dreading the day before it even started? Because that's what most people do. They hit snooze on life. They crawl into the day like they're victims, like they're being dragged. But you don't get that luxury. Not if you want to win, not if you want to dominate. Because the first step every morning is war. It's a battle between the version of you who wants to stay comfortable and the version of you who's chasing greatness. And only one gets to live. The alarm clock isn't just a sound. It's a siren, a call to arms, a call to rise and fight for the life you said you wanted when no one was watching. Because no one's coming to save you. You are not entitled to success. You are not entitled to peace. You are not entitled to motivation or drive or momentum. You earn those every single day, with sweat, with discipline, with sacrifice. The world doesn't hand you greatness. It hands you obstacles, pain, rejection, doubt, and you either fold or you fight. You want more out of life? Good. But don't you dare expect it to be easy. You don't find motivation, you create it. Every rep, every grind, every time you do what's hard instead of what's easy, you're building that fire inside of you. It starts with one simple rule: win the morning, win the war. That means no snooze, no distractions, no scrolling through other people's lives before you start building your own. You wake up and move with intent. You own your mind before the world tries to hijack it. Because the world will try. It will throw fear at you, noise, temptation. But you don't flinch. Why? Because you've got a mission. You've got something worth bleeding for. You've got a vision so clear it burns in your chest when you close your eyes. And if you don't, then that's your first job. Get one. Because drifting through life is a silent death. You weren't built to exist. You were built to lead yourself out of the shadows and into your own greatness. So from this moment on, every morning you rise with fire. You don't ask for energy, you generate it. You don't wait for inspiration, you create it. You don't hope the day goes well, you attack it. This is where momentum begins. This is where you stop apologizing for wanting more and start becoming the person who earns it. This is your war, and every morning is a battlefield. Now rise, because the world isn't waiting, and neither is your destiny. You want motivation? You want drive? Then stop looking for it in pretty quotes and Instagram reels. It's not there. It's in the grind. In the dirty, painful, unglamorous repetition of things no one wants to do. And that's exactly why you need to do them. The grind is where the separation happens, where the average break and the uncommon rise. Everyone wants the result. Few want the process. But that's where greatness is born. In the hours no one sees, in the choices no one applauds, in the silence where no one's watching but you. You want to win? Then show up when you don't feel like it. Do the work when it's boring, when it's cold, when it hurts. That's where transformation is carved. Because the grind is the gate. And most people walk right past it, looking for shortcuts, hacks, and easy outs. But every shortcut is a lie. Every hack is a thief that robs you of the strength you were supposed to build. If you avoid the grind, you're avoiding the very thing that's meant to make you unbreakable. Understand this. There is no arrival. There is only growth. The people who win in this life, they didn't get lucky. They got relentless. They fell in love with the process. They made peace with repetition. They didn't need fireworks every day. They just needed progress. You will not always be motivated. That's the truth. But if you have discipline, you don't need motivation. You show up anyway. Because here's the difference. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. When the feelings fade, and they will fade, discipline keeps you moving forward. And the beauty of the grind? The more you endure it, the more it sharpens you. It turns you into someone who doesn't need a cheerleader, doesn't need validation, doesn't need permission to act. You become self-driven, self-led. You become dangerous in the best way possible. So the next time you feel tired or bored or like giving up, remember, that's not the signal to quit. That's the sign you're on the edge of a breakthrough, and the only way through is forward. So step into the grind. Own it. Wear it like armor. Because the grind you once hated will become the gate that leads you to a life you never imagined. And on the other side is the version of you that doesn't break anymore. That doesn't quit. That doesn't negotiate with weakness. That version is built here, in the grind. There will come a day, maybe today, when everything in you wants to give up. When your legs are shaking, your mind is screaming, and your heart whispers, "It's too much." But in that exact moment, you've got to reach deeper. You've got to remember the promise you made. To yourself, to your future, to that version of you who was tired of living small, tired of being average, tired of watching life pass by without taking the wheel. You said you'd be more. You said you'd change. You said you wouldn't settle for mediocrity. So now what? You're going to quit because it's hard, because it hurts, because it's inconvenient? You think champions don't hurt? You think warriors don't bleed? You think legends don't suffer? No, they just don't stop. Pain is temporary. Regret lasts forever. Every time you quit, you teach yourself it's okay to run, and before long, quitting becomes your default. But not you. You didn't come this far to back down now. You came to transform, to kill the old story, to bury the weak version. And that kind of change, it doesn't come gently. It comes through fire. So when your body says stop, tell it. We're just getting started. When your mind says you can't, say, watch me. Because this isn't just about finishing a workout or surviving another hard day. This is about keeping your word to yourself. And let me tell you something most people never hear. Keeping promises to yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. It builds confidence. It builds trust in the mirror. It turns you into someone who doesn't talk big but lives big. Someone who walks in a room with quiet fire because they know they've earned every inch of who they've become. So when you feel like quitting, remember who you promised to become. You made that promise for a reason. You looked at your life and said, this isn't it. You got tired of being tired. You got sick of watching the days tick by with nothing to show. That fire inside you, it's not gone. It's just buried under fatigue, fear, and doubt. Dig it up, stoke it, and rise. Because the only thing stronger than your pain is your purpose. Here's the truth they don't post on social media. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is forever. You can't rely on motivation. You can't wait for the stars to align or your emotions to be perfect. If you only move when you feel good, you'll never make it. Because champions aren't made on days they feel like it. They're made on days they don't. You think greatness is about hype and high energy? No. It's about showing up on a cold, dark morning when no one is watching. It's about doing the work when your body aches, your mind resists, and your emotions beg for a break. It's about becoming the type of person who doesn't negotiate with excuses. Champions don't ask, do I feel like it? They ask, what needs to be done? You've got dreams? Good. But dreams without discipline are just fantasies. The grind doesn't care about your feelings. The mission doesn't pause for your comfort. Every successful person you admire, every warrior, every titan, every icon, built their life on the back of discipline. They made a habit of consistency. They learned to say yes to their goals and no to their excuses. You want to rise? Then build the muscle of discipline, day by day, brick by brick. Because discipline is your greatest weapon. It's the edge that separates contenders from pretenders. Motivation might spark the flame, but discipline keeps the fire burning. So don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for inspiration. Get up. Move. Act. When it's boring, show up. When it's painful, push through. When it's thankless, grind harder. Because every act of discipline is a vote for the person you're becoming. And one day, when you stand at the top, when you're living the life others only talk about, you'll look back and realize, it wasn't the hype that got you there. It was the discipline to show up when nobody clapped, to train when no one believed, to work in the dark while others slept. That's how champions are born, not by chance, but by choice. You're tired. You've been grinding. You've been pushing. And still, the results don't show. You're questioning yourself. Is it worth it? Am I built for this? Maybe I should stop. But before you even consider quitting, give it one more day. One more rep. One more set. One more phone call. One more hour of work. One more early morning. One more night resisting the urge to give in. You see, champions are built one more day at a time. They don't leap to greatness. They climb to it, inch by inch, moment by moment, decision by decision. That mountain you're climbing, it doesn't crumble because of one powerful strike. It falls because of 1,000 consistent blows that most people never see. And most people quit on the 998th hit. But not you. You've come too far, sacrificed too much, bled too deeply to walk away now. Your breakthrough is waiting, and it's not some far-off dream. It's right beyond the pain you're in now. Think about that. The gap between staying stuck and breaking through is just one more day of effort, one more day of faith, one more day of not giving in to the fear, the doubt, the weakness whispering in your ear. Because when you give it one more day, again and again, something powerful happens. You change. You become the person who doesn't break when it's hard. You become the one who keeps showing up long after others disappear. And that version of you, that relentless, focused, unstoppable version, that's the person who earns the rewards. That's the one who wins. So don't quit now. You're not at the end. You're at the edge of your transformation. And the only thing standing between you and the life you've been chasing is one more day. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and tell the world, I'm not done. I've got one more day in me. Because that's all it takes to become unstoppable.